Good morning, Turtle Club. It is I, Mag Synchro with Convertible Turtle Gaming, and we are social distancing in the extreme now. For those of you that are in the state of Georgia with me in Dig Rat, we are in shelter in place. What that basically means is, unless you're going out specifically for things to keep yourself healthy and alive, meaning food and essentials, you are to remain in home. It's not exactly what you'd call a lockdown. It's meant to keep yourself healthy. It's meant to keep yourself safe. It's meant to keep us from spreading the disease known as COVID-19. But um, not everybody, not everybody's happy with it. Hey, Jack Norman, how's it going, man? Glad to see you, buddy. Finally, oh, we streamed in March. We just missed 2 days this week due to unfortunate situations. But yeah, we let's go ahead and exit all that. So we've been streaming on our secondary Mag Synchro character, and for those that are curious, that's the dude that that's the dude that lives right there. Problem is with this particular game, secondary characters can't do anything to advance the plot. They can't move anything, they can't build any kind of actual ramps, they can't build any kind of bridges. It's your birthday today. Well, happy birthday, Jack. Happy birthday, Norman. How's it going, man? Your birthday is on the 3rd of April. That's pretty cool, you know. It's far enough away from April Fool's Day where people are like done doing the gaggy stuff, so that's not too bad. But so a few things have happened. We have the tailors, we have the museum. We haven't actually done much with all that. But the fact that our other character that we've been streaming with has been really kind of, I don't want to say stymied, but really stymied. And it's something that a lot of people have been dealing with and have been frustrated with, is the fact that in this particular version of Animal Crossing, if you're player two, much like other versions, but really felt on this one a lot, you can't do a whole lot of stuff. And I think it's because of a swirling vortex of things, right? The Nintendo Switch, unlike the DS and the GameCube, is more of a hybrid type console. On the GameCube, people would, have to go make sure you're in the right room, make sure you're playing with all your friends and family. You would have to, at that point, what we have is a treasure tree to plant. So something that we have. Hey, good morning, Sally. Something we've discovered in this particular game, and we'll be going over that in just a second. Happy birthday, Jack. Yes, yes, happy birthday, Jack. Um, 900 bells. All right, that's not too bad to have change over there. So one thing we discovered, thanks to another streamer, is the money trees. In the past, all you could do money bag wise would be 10, 30, and 90 for money bags. And in the present, we can do any number of amounts. So the money trees are a little bit different than what they've been in the past. It used to be whatever you put in the hole is what you get back. Now it's not. Current thought process by a lot of people is that if you put in 10K into the hole, you will get 30K back. If you put in anything over 10K, you have a chance of not getting it back. And the cutoff point from what Villicus has seen is 30K. And I'm okay with that. So you don't get exactly what you put back unless it's 30K. If it's 30,000, you're guaranteed to get back 3 bags of 10, and in some cases, you get 3 bags of 30. So I'm going to be bearing 30K to this, and we're going to keep this, in line, in mind. We're going to go ahead and dig the bush back up, because if you dig it back up, you can transplant it. And I've tested that out heavily. And we can put that, well, we can put it right here. And just so we know exactly what it is, it's our nursery money tree. We can go ahead and build our fence around it. Sally, Digrat and I are. You put in 90k, 90, and you got back. See, and some people do that, and supposedly it's not 100% chance though on that, Norman. Some people are reporting that they put in 90k and they only get back 10. So we're going to start off with 30 because we also have another concern that we've had is some of the money trees that we've planted in this game because um, we weren't getting on ahead of time and doing chorsy stuff. We were just we're playing with friends and stuff. So and again, we're not pointing fingers. We're not blaming people outside of ourselves. But there has been some people who have for at least one tree for certain, because I went back on streams to even double check, because I do that on stuff, is we have had somebody loot one of our money trees, and it wasn't us. We don't know who it is, and so now we're just we're taking precautions. Anything that you see in the places is fair game, and I get that. So we're making sure that doesn't happen. But so as far as how me and Digrat are doing, so with the shelter in place restrictions in the state of Georgia that went into effect as of midnight, there really hasn't been a whole lot for us as far as impact goes yet, right? Digrat went to bed about an hour after midnight. As it's been standing so far, when midnight happens, everything, well before midnight happening, everything's kind of shut down. So it hasn't really impacted us at the moment. Oh, there's an egg. Let's grab one of our slingshots and zoom in so we can get it. Oh, it's an actual gift this time? Maybe it's a recipe? It's a bunny day lamp. And we'll be getting into all the Easter stuff, guys. This stuff happened starting on April 1st. And April 1st has been pretty interesting day. There's a lot of concern. April Fool's Day usually has a lot of stuff happen. We usually have um, another person take over the channel, and that person was just not feeling up to it on April 1st, though we're in contractual disputes with that gentleman right now. And apparently, in response of him not getting to stream on April 1st, he seems to think that he should be allowed to stream every single day next week. I don't know. It's we are in talks. But yes, we are both happy, Sally. We are both happy and healthy at the moment. Where were we at in our brain thoughts right now? We were putting some stuff in storage so we can start getting into the grind of things here. So I don't know, guys. That's something I will put to the Turtle Club. If you guys think that Swag should be allowed to stream every single day next week, starting on Monday, let me know. Because that may be something that we have to, let him do. Apparently, if you get all 40 DIYs, yes, that's supposedly true. If you get all 40 DIYs, there's a prize. It's actually not just if you get all 40. I believe it's if you craft all 40. But we're going to be focusing on this one tune as much as we can to kind of get there. We're going to be going over all the Easter stuff and the goodies. So we finally, kind of got a few moments to kind of play, and I mean few moments, like 5 minutes and then nothing, and then 5 minutes and then nothing over the last few days. So as you can tell, some of these eggs are super easy to get, and some of these are like rare. Um, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and start off by doing some chores, guys. And that's going to be, this being the main character, we're going to be able to do some grinding out on things that we weren't able to do on the other stream. Now, that is not to say that we won't be able to allow people on our island. We do have the other character, they are available, and after we stream, when we get to a point to where we're going to go ahead and let the other people come into the island, where we're going to open the gates, we will go on to our streaming character um, to open the island so everybody who's in the CT Gaming Club can get on here. So let's go ahead and donate. Marvelous. What are we donating? We are donating the Stegotel Jeremiah. Okay, and a mammoth torso. We have a dinosaur track and a diplopelvis. Those aren't going to do us any good as far as that goes. But I hope everybody else is staying safe and keeping healthy as best as possible in these uncertain moments that we have. Oh boy, fossils you've had assessed. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, that's fossils assessed also. Okay, I was thinking that the number of fossils you've donated to the museum, that's another reason not to be really super excited about playing on this with multiple people. All right. Bunny day lamp. It just takes a few wooden eggs, which we have a couple. Interesting. We have some of these recipes already. We do have the wood egg shell, the bunny day bed, bunny day fence, bunny day merriment balloons. There's a couple of them, and these DIY recipes are shareable, so you can actually wind up trading them. A jewel beetle, which we caught as well. There is a whole new month's worth of animals in here. So because we are now in April, so some animals that you could get in April, you're now able to get, and some animals that you can't get in April, you're no longer able to get. So keep that in mind. If there's some animals that you may not have got in March, you're going to possibly have to wait for a while. Oh, that's. I was hoping that was like on the ground. That's sad. Okay, so we have a couple of dinosaur fossils to sell. All right. So now we're going to get to the gathering of materials here for Easter to kind of go over this. So as you can tell, Turtle Club, Easter brings a few things, and as does April. The one thing that April brings is cherry blossom petals. They're like bugs. They float through the air. You need your bug net to catch them. You always want to make sure you have a net available because these are limited time. There are some things you can craft with them. The other things are the eggs. There are wood eggs, which stack to 30, as are earth eggs, stone eggs, leaf eggs, sky eggs, and water eggs. As you can tell, we've not caught any water eggs yet. We are pretty certain that's due to fishing, and so we're going to be looking into that. There also has been a few things added to the quest and task system. We have now found a lost item. If you're familiar with Pocket Camp, the lost item is not going to be something new to you. Sometimes you'll talk to a villager and they'll tell you that they lost something. Other times you'll just find the item and then you'll have to guess which villager lost something. We're gonna do some fishing here. Oh, and there's our very first water egg. That's not an egg, it's not a fish. What should I do with it? Well, we're gonna put it over here so we have some organization first. do, 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 do. So, how do you get eggs? Well, first way to get eggs, and the easiest way to get the most eggs, as you can tell from looking in my inventory, is wooden eggs. And those are gotten by coming up to a tree and just whacking it like you would to get your wood for crafting. And as you can tell, it comes in pretty regularly. It's not a guarantee. It's not 100% drop, to use MMO terms. But, nope. We just had the trusty stone axe break. But we've had so many axes break, and watched Digrat have so many axes break that we know that we have to get extras. And it's not always, again, it's not always a guaranteed drop. I clearly have way more trees on my island than that. Like, getting only 35 or 34. And we just got probably a Nook Miles thing for wood. Yep, we sure did. The eggs count as wood. 100% count as wood. 10 houses in your island, including yours. That's cool. Let's see. Mine, Wade, Tammy, Truffles, Bertha, Sly. Um, we have 8. We have yet to actually build our camping ground yet, so we need to build the camping ground. So we'll be building the campground not before the end of the stream. We'll get that done. All right. And as you can tell, guys, it doesn't matter the kind of wood, as long as you're getting a tree. The game is all about you getting eggs out of it. So you can tell spruce trees, cedar trees, whatever you call them, hardwood trees, even fruit trees. And the cherry blossoms make finding fruit trees really, really, really easy. If it's pink, it's a hardwood tree. If it's not pink, it's a fruit tree. So we're probably also going to be using this weather, these cherry blossoms that are happening during this event until I believe the 15th. We're going to be using that to help facilitate moving our orchard around. So the first thing that we're trying to do when we first start all this is we are trying to start off by hello, come out of the tree, thank you. That's actually one of the harder bugs to catch, oddly. But we're going to try to do a element at a time. And we're only going to be doing it on this internal little section that we're at, because I'm not a maniac or horrible person. I know this is not the most entertaining thing to watch, but we do want to try to see what all we can get here, because I do know that anywhere that you can get eggs, you can get a DIY recipe. And so you want to make sure that you grind out everything possible. Now, the other caveat to that is these balloons. I hope this balloon's coming my way. It's not. All right, so we need a pole vault. The balloons are interesting because you get sky eggs out of balloons. And slingshot. And this is another present. This might be another DIY. Nope, it's iron nuggets. Fleas appear in April as well, and there's a book miles achievement. Oh, nice. Nice. That's good to know. So there's definitely a lot of different kind of things going on as far as eggs go. So back down to where we were. We just chopped down this tree. And you got to be systematic about it. I mean, if you want to get the best bang for your buck, you got to make sure that you know where you're at. You got to make sure you know exactly where you're at as far as getting stuff goes. Now, everybody has a system. Mine is pretty bad, according to Digrat. I use raw memory to remember where I've chopped, and I start and systematically go through all of the trees. And I sweep from one direction to the other, and then I go into another cell, and I keep doing that. Digrat's way of doing it is a lot different. She chops down the trees like this, and she lets the wood gather at the base of the tree, and she chops all of her trees, and then she goes and gathers all her wood. So she knows that the tree has already been tagged by the fact that she can't, she sees wood there. So, find your system, stick with it. Whatever works for you works best. It is definitely a sprint of a game at this point to get the eggs as fast as possible, but it's also a marathon, the fact that you're trying to not break your tools like every 5 minutes. Now, you may notice the whooshing air sound. That lets you know that there is one of these things nearby. The ones that are colored like eggs don't do anything differently than the other ones. Sometimes you get a package, sometimes you don't. we've not been able to discern entirely what's good and what's not. And I think I've already tagged all these. Yep. I know I've tagged all of them. Let's go ahead and grab us another leaf petal. The only recipe I've got so far with these, double miss, is some floor tiles. Now, I do know also, oh, there's another egg out there. You'll just have to wait because we have an agenda. We can't play chase the sky, but we've done chase the sky. So these are rocks like usual, and rocks can give stone eggs. But if you may have just noticed, they're kind of stingy. So there is that. We do, at this point, we don't want to eat fruit and break the eggs or break the stone, but we kind of feel like we should. But because of the fact that stone doesn't respawn anywhere near fast enough, you're better off doing Nook Miles for the stone eggs. You can spam A. Yeah, you can spam A to speed up the process, but it only speeds it up so far and so fast, which is unfortunate. All right. We do have a meteor shower coming up on this game tonight as well, but since we don't stream in the evenings at the moment, we won't be able to show that off. We might record one though so you guys can see it. The other thing that you get out of trees are these eggs, which are called leaf eggs. They are like fruit in how they distribute and how they appear. My understanding is they should appear once every 3 days, making them a little bit harder to get as well. But there are some islands that will appear with these trees. Oh, there's our second axe. We'll leave this on the ground here while we go and create our next axe so we know which tree we're at. That is something that Digrat and I both kind of agree on. Is her system does have a few flaws, my system does have a few flaws. As long as you can keep a pretty good tab on what you're doing though, my system at least lets me get back to it pretty quick. Keep crafting stone axe, craft it. We need to get some more twigs so we can make us another stone axe because we're out of twig. We're at best we have one, yeah, we're out of twigs. So we're just going to go over here, shake this. Do our Liam Neeson from Taken impersonation. Grab us some twigs here. I don't believe that's a butterfly I already have. Let me go grab this guy. Looks a lot different. Huh. Come on, blue bottle. Nifty. Alright, and that's our twigs. Yeah, we shall craft another axe. So there are a few things, guys, that keep coming up involving COVID-19. You have to leave for work, stay safe. We will stay safe. Always keep in mind, the distance of 6 feet minimum in between people. There are some studies at the moment that are showing that COVID-19 may be more than just coughs and sneezes, and simply just breathing can spread it. There's with a new disease like this, there's a whole lot of we just guess at this point because we haven't been able to scientifically do anything with it. And so the spreading, who wants to be who wants to volunteer to go into a room full of people that test positive and simply stand around with those people and let them breathe on you to see if you get it? No one wants to do that. And no one should have to do that, right? But it does mean that our information that we have on the disease is a little bit on the minimal side. They have determined that it is likely that it could spread that way. Sneezing, coughing, breathing. So you definitely want to make sure that you're staying a distance of 6+ feet away from people if you can. You don't want to be out and about in public with people that you don't know if they have or don't have the disease, unless you have some form of protection from it. There's still a lot of ambiguity on what really constitutes protection. Alright, so I am 99% certain, Turtle Club, that we have done all of the trees on that side, and we're moving on to this side here. Now, if you are on the younger side or the middle-aged side, for the most part, your actual risk at being harmed by the disease directly is lower than those people that are elderly or currently have a pre-existing condition. Elderly is still being determined to be like age 65 or higher. Pre-existing conditions are anything that makes you immunocompromised or anything that is at risk for respiratory, and in some cases they're saying heart conditions now, guys. So, like in my situation, I've got asthma. This is not good for me. Oh, there's a water bug. Neat. You have made my tarantula situation a lot worse than what it was. Here, little bitty water buggy. I can no longer catch tarantulas because of you. There he goes. Hello. There we go. Giant water bug. It should have stayed in the water. Well, we didn't give it much of a choice. But as far as staying safe, Turtle Club, all this is going to night owl insect. Interesting. All you really need to make sure you do is keep your distance from people. Don't leave the house unless you need to. They are still pretty confident that this disease has a 14-day period of time for incubation to maturation inside the human body. And your body fights it off depending upon your immune system. If you're asymptomatic, that means it could, it could be a few days before, or even a few weeks, depending upon your immune system once it kind of gets fought against, before you might be able to beat this. But that said, if you think you have it or you've been risked to exposure to it, it may not be a bad idea to look into getting tested to at least know for certain, and to also kind of help just the spread of scientific information. The more people that can test for it, the more data points that we get, the more information we'll have. Now, there are a number of labs that are processing tests as quickly as they can. Not, it's not an immediate situation though, right? Depending upon the lab, it could take a few days. Most labs are, improving the program and the process. But I have heard to where it is taking some labs several days to be able to get all the information out there. Oh, there is another balloon flowing by. A bunny day wreath. We'll learn that. Okay, so we've completely, if you'll look at the map here, Turtle Club, because that's the way I'm segmenting out my actual Easter stuff. Everything that is on the southwestern side of my map, we've taken care of. As far as trees go. And so once we're done with trees in the southwest corner, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, well, that's not 100% true. We still have this last little bit of trees over here to do. And actually, let me go ahead and see basket pack. Learn. I already know it, so we'll just drop that there. So the next thing we're going to do is that this little area, this grove, we're going to get after it in a second as well. We are going to leave the fruits and vegetables and anything that comes out of these trees on the ground there for everybody. All right, Blathers, wake up. We're going to donate stuff we got. What can we donate? Giant water bug and a common blue bottle. Okay, and now we need to go put some stuff away. The spider we can sell. That we're still trying to find its owner. All of our crafting materials, these we can sell as well. All right. Okay, so now that we've covered all what you can get on this part of the island for now, we're going to move to our shovel. And we're going to sweep with the shovel. Oh, wait a second. Oh, it's our money rock. You know, the Easter event has made me sad to see money rocks. Alright. 500 bells, 700 bells total, 800 bells total, 1100 bells total, 2100 bells total, 4100 bells total, 6100 bells from Money Rock. That's not bad. Alright, so in our little grove, and you know, you can change your viewpoint. It's really recommend you do that while you're doing all this, so you don't miss any earth eggs. One thing I don't like as much about this is it's kind of hard to make sure you're getting just the wood. I want to make sure that we don't wind up taking any of the fruit that the Turtle Club might need. I've yet to get any wood out of the bamboo trees. It's not to say that you can't, just I've not seen any eggs from them yet. And if you'll notice there, we had 3 pieces of wood, no eggs. So eggs, again, they're not a guarantee. Alright, so now the orchard's done, so we got these rocks that are over here done. So now we can move on to our earth eggs. Oh, that'll be gone. Before we do that though, what we really got to do is we do have to make a pit stop to drop all this stuff off. Woohoo! Caught us another cherry blossom petal. Okay. We can put all the wood in storage. We won't be getting any more of it anytime soon. We don't have a need to eat any food. I believe since we've shown off that we have, 63 wooden eggs now, we can go ahead and put some of those in storage. So we can keep this a little bit easier to maintain. We need to remember what we need to make certain axes. We need regular wood, so we'll keep the regular wood, but we'll put up the hardwood, and we will keep that as our organization. And we go ahead and put the weeds away. And because the name of the game is just to keep all the stacks where they need to be, we want to go ahead and put that in storage. And the last thing we need, we need what I call a quote unquote item, a garbage item, something to give a resident when they are looking like they want a prize of some sort. I tell you one thing though, Turtle Club, you definitely want to keep those rusted parts. Rusted parts are actually used for a really expensive craft that Digrat was not expecting. Yeah, there's a giant robot and it takes like 30 of them. So we're trying to store those and work on saving them. All right, so now we are, I guess we should have kept the weeds because we need to de-weed the town as we walk around as well. Okay. But now we can move to our shovel. And you want to try to aim your shovel when you're digging in certain places. Because otherwise you're going to wind up digging up things that you may not want to dig up. Certain places you would definitely want to tilt the right stick up so you can see behind them. Because sometimes you'll find dig spots back where you wouldn't expect them at. And this is why we went to put our stuff away, because we knew we would be getting some unassessed fossils in the middle of all this as well. Okay. All right. I don't know if it's a bug we already got or not. I do know in the case of it spawning around trees, from what I've been informed from several viewers that I've had a chance to talk to and some friends. Oh, Bunny Crown. Awesome. All right, and Truffle, she gets to be the Bunny Queen. So that's good to know that we have the Queen Crown. Looks like, as far as digging spots up goes, this all looks to be good. So it looks like all the dig holes that we're looking for. Oh, there's one that we missed. Not only did we miss it, but we missed trying to dig it up too. Alright, it is an earth egg. Alright, so I'm 90% certain now that we have gone and dug up all of the spots requiring digging in this area. Okay. Pink Jelly, hello. Welcome to our family-friendly channel. We are doing some Easter egg hunting at the moment. We've already done all the trees in this one little quadrant. We've already done all the dig spots in this quadrant as well. So of the elemental eggs, we know that we found all the wood ones in this area. We know we found all the leaf ones in this area. The ones that you can't really be 100% all in this area is the sky eggs and the water eggs. We know we've got all the stone eggs in this area because we've done all the stones in this area. So now we need to go over there. Got all the recipes, just eat earth egg. Okay, well, earth eggs they are one of the more hard to get, mainly because the fact that earth eggs require you to have spots you can dig, and that requires being on islands that can spawn dig spots. And our little orchard, because wood eggs are so easy to get, in our fruit orchard, we're not really looking for wood eggs. We're not really looking for leaf eggs either, because those come in their own spots. What we're looking for in our orchard area, in our soon-to-be flower garden. Oh, well, you know, those aren't too hard to get. Water and sky are pretty much, any point you see one, they are a little bit on the random side. Alright, there's us another earth egg. Go ahead and bury that hole back. So our orchard, you know, we could probably get one for every tree out of the wood eggs. But since we don't have any hardwood trees back here, and these are all just fruit trees in our little orchard area, we don't have a need to really shake these trees for anything other than the fruit if we decide we need the fruit. I'm good, Pink. Thank you for offering, though. We have quite a number of days to acquire all the stuff. And we have, in my household, there's 2 Nintendo Switches and like 5 profiles. So we should be more than good for the profiles that we're concerned with. Alright, so we are done with that area. So now we're going to move on to the next area. And it's basically going to be the exact same process we did on the other area Turtle Club. Though, like, you ever catch an oarfish? Not yet. I haven't caught an oarfish yet. But we haven't done a whole lot of fishing on the game. So that's our main reason why we've not really caught an oarfish. So on this part of our Island Turtle Club, if you'll notice how it's all kind of divided into 2 color tones, the way we break this down for our sanity is we start with the dark tone, and then we move our way around the dark tone, and then what we do is we move our way into the light tone. And again, for sanity reasons, the first part we're going to do over here isn't the wood, but on this section here, we're going to go shovel first. And as you'll notice, there's a lot of other dig spots here. You would... Yeah, there's not a way to give fish to people, unfortunately. So that's the unfortunate thing about the animals in this game. There's not a way to transport them. Because you can only release them on other islands or show them. You can't just lay them down, and people can't pick stuff up off your island. So kind of a bummer on that. All right, dig that up, dig that up. But it also means that you can't really cheat at the stuff as much as one would think. Oh, look at this. We will definitely go for, what is that, 4 stone rocks? Yeah. We stone eggs, 4 of them. That's amazing. Okay. So we got that. Let's go ahead and double check our coastline here to make sure there's nothing we're missing. There's our sandcastle. Ooh, there's an Easter egg bottle. This should have us a nice piece of something here. The Lucky Bunny. Bam. Bunny Day lamp. I think we already know the Bunny Day lamp. We sure do. We'll be dropping that in our little DIY graveyard. Okay. Okay, everything looks good there. And let's go ahead and ladder up here for a second. Mainly because this is kind of annoying to ladder up to later, and we just grab the weeds that we're at. We're avoiding all the flora and fauna up there. Just making sure there's no other weeds before we go back down to the area down here. Okay, so back to shovel mode. And again, the real important thing, Turtle Club, about all of this egg hunting is making sure you have a system that works. My system works for me. My system may not work for you. The way I do things may make you wring your hands and say, come on, Mag. Get with the program, Mag Synchro. Do things the Digrat way, as Digrat would tell me. Alright, so everything's still looking good here. Alright, here's another rock, so let's go ahead and get ready to rock out with our shovel here. And don't break in the middle of this, don't break in the middle of this, don't break in the middle of this. Well, on the plus side, we're getting lots of iron nuggets. We're not really getting the things that we're hoping to get, though. If I make good use of the eggs patterning, I got some DIY recipe ideas. And now we can take a look. We've had that pop up twice. Oh, look at this. Sky egg shell and outfit. And stone egg shell and outfit. Some of these egg recipes are kind of cool. I won't lie, the outfits are kind of neat. Alright. Do, 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 do. Alright, everything's looking good there. I don't think we have anything. Alright, everything's looking alright. We're making sure that we haven't got any other dig spots that we might be missing. Okay, so we have shoveled everything on this level. So the next thing to do would be once again to break out the stone axe. But before we do that, you may notice that our inventory, you know, we got this rug that we're carrying, we got these fossils that we got some craft materials. We got a number of things that we really just, it's cluttering up our inventory. So let's, we're gonna need to learn the crown. We haven't learned the crown yet. Alright. And the lamp we know that we already know. Okay, so we're going to go back home. We're going to go to our DIY graveyard first. Drop off this other out in there. We're going to go to the museum to get these assessed so we get them out of our inventory as well. That's the one thing that makes making sure that you have all the right tools on you during all this a little bit irritating, is the fact that, well, they take up inventory space. I would have far more appreciated the tool keychain that we have if it actually maintained all of our tools for us. Oh, not donations. No donations. We want to assess the fossils. Okay. And now we'll donate. Marvelous. What would you donate? We only had one out of those four. And this is where the fossil game gets a little concerning. It's usually the first part of the museum in an Animal Crossing game that you'll finish because, unlike other things, fossils don't entirely have seasons. All right, so Mammoth Torso, I think that's actually the second one we have in our stuff there. All right, so that's all sellable. We need to go and keep that on us for the same reasons we've been keeping it. But these three we can go ahead and put back. All right. And then we're about to go get a whole lot more wood and some leaf eggs and various other things. Run all the way back to our actual house here. Okay. Storage. All of our eggs seem to be okay right now as far as how much we have. Just move that rug there. And that way we can just make sure that we know we have this one section, this whole line here that's for sale. Nooks opens in about 5 minutes. After we're done with the section that we're at, we're going to take a stop at Nooks. Those wonderful little raccoons. If you are meme-tastic like some people, they're little trash panda eyes. And we'll be able to sell them most of what we're pilfering here. As we come across any of the fruits, we are going to pick them up before we get the next layer of fruit down. This is mainly so we can have some cash. We do have some infrastructure that we're trying to do within the town. This also kind of gives me a way of knowing if I've done an apple tree already today. Because I usually gather the fruit. I like gathering it so I don't wind up gathering the wrong apple sometimes, but sometimes I just mess up. All right. So those 3 apples. This tree here is still growing. We don't want to mess with it. Do, 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 do. All right. And this tree, we're not going to actually gather fruit from it because we did that yesterday off the ground because we really needed the money. We've already done that one because we know our path that we've been taking here lately. Yeah, always double check over there, make sure that I've got nothing that I've forgotten about. Sounded like we had a balloon coming by, but it must have just got away from us. Okay, and pick up that one. Make sure that was what we grabbed. Alright, hey, it's a leaf tree. One of the... Oh. We got some DIY leaf recipe ideas. Excellent. We're probably about 2 trees away from this axe busting on us, if I had to guess. Though it might be one that I actually used as a flimsy axe and then upgraded, so maybe further than that. All right. We already did that one, right? Yep. Okay. Run away, grab our bug net, look, catch. And go back to our stone axe. Do, 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 do. All right. That is the one thing about looking for all these eggs that's making it a little bit on the dangerous side, is you are going to come across your wasps. Of course, it's plural because most islands have 2 to 3 wasp nests per day. Come on, open the apple. Here we go. Tag that just to be sure. Yep. And since we know we've already done all of the shovel work, we don't have to worry about this. You can tell our telltale signs that we've been there. And there goes our shovel. Nooks is just opened. We should be okay for a little bit. Let me double check my inventory though for some inventory management. Looks like we're all right. Yep. Just making sure we had the spots for the pears. Okay, and these last 2 trees here. Oh. Get these wasps as well. And unfortunately, we've kind of hit our inventory limit, but this is the last. Oh, really? Game's going to put us with a balloon as our inventory is basically full. It's an egg. We can handle an egg. If it was a DIY recipe, we'd have to do some juggling real quick. Okay, so we got that. So Nooks is open. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to check what's the hot item. It's a bonfire. Those don't really sell for much, so we're not too worried about bonfires. Do. All right. We got a cool stereo, a mobile, which is the second time we've seen it. A menu. I do like the cooler. We'll pass on the water cooler for now. So we're gonna talk to you here. What do you need? What we want to sell? We are offering all of this and that and that. 21,000 bells. There we go. And we actually have more to sell. Because we are also selling all the fruit that we've picked up in this process. Making sure there's nothing else we're missing. Okay, and not sure which one that got us, but yeah, there we go. Get miles from Nook, fruits, nothing else. All right, open the cabinet. Arched window wall. Ooh, interesting. And an artsy parquet floor. Further interesting. But nothing I'm super interested in. All right, well, Turtle Club, we have swept the first little bit of the island. We still got a little bit left to go. But before we get up and start tackling the further incidents of the island here, where we go into this next tone of green on this side of the river, and finally go up to the camping tent all the way up there, that's pink. We do need to get us a few things juggled around tool-wise. Always make sure you got the proper tools. You don't want to be one of those people that the dodos have to save on the other islands. So we're still doing a full round of gathering Easter eggs on today's stream. We still don't know who we owe an item to that's in our inventory. We'll be keeping that though. Wood, we don't need much, so we're going to keep this pile of it. The 30 we're going to put away. I don't think we can actually store the bells, so it is what it is. Do we have enough twigs? Not right in our grasp, but we can pick some up out of our storage here. Yep. We're crafting. Look at all these wonderful things that we can craft. All these seasonal things. Here is an outdoor picnic set. It only takes 10 cherry blossoms, and we will probably be crafting that as well at some point. Now there are 40 of these Easter recipes, and there is currently in our actual possession, we're on a pretty good tear here. We got almost 15. We're about a third of the way there, and this is April 3rd. And so we are a fifth of the way into the event, and so we're doing pretty good as far as all that goes. All right, so let's go back to crafting because we need to craft us an axe. It's only a bit 5 after. Flimsy axe. Upgrade that to the stone axe. Bam. Let's do it. And hopefully you guys are ready for some more short, sweet Saturday stream tomorrow. Last week we discovered the rhythm game on Ring Fit. The rhythm game on Ring Fit was amazing. We did some Legend of Zelda stuff. This time tomorrow, we hope to be doing maybe some of the other music, some of the Ring Fit music, I think. I definitely feel like, as important it is to do some of the exercises, for a big dude like me that gets winded going upstairs, maybe working on the cardio might be better. So the music cardio kind of seems more where we need to be, I think. All right, so we're going to do this area the exact same way. We're going to first start off with the shovel. And it helps if we actually don't dig ourselves into a corner. All right, and Come on, eggs. Come on, eggs. We got 2. We got 4 eggs. So when we get a real good rock, it's looking like we're getting a total of 4 eggs, no matter how you slice it. And I know not everybody's got an island that looks exactly like everybody else's island, right? I mean, that's the whole point of this game, is you get random islands. So the way I do mine, again, may not work for you guys. Alright. Am I hearing frogs? Sounds like I'm hearing frogs. I thought I was hearing a drifty balloon, but alas, it was frogs. Okay. And because of the way this little section's built, we kind of count this the same as right below it. We got us a new tent for a new resident, but we've not crafted what Tom Nook wants us to craft. So we'll have to see who that is. So that was a wood egg, and that was some softwood. We hit this 3 times, and we didn't get 3 things. I want to point that out. 4th time, we do get something out of it. Anytime a tree tries to produce something and it's not able to, like it tried to kick that piece of wood here and it couldn't, it actually delays it. That's important to know, because that means that you can eventually queue up some stuff for some wood and not be worried about it. Alright, bug nest number 3. We may not have been fast enough this time. Oh, we were. Okay. The name of the game for these wasps is being fast, getting away as much as possible, and then standing your ground. Back to the stone axe. And again, it's about being systematic, Turtle Club. You want to make sure that whatever system you do, when you're trying to do this event, when you're trying to be holiday trading and thrifty, you want to make sure that you are absolutely maxing out what you can get out of your island. Now, some people have discovered that they don't have enough trees on their island, or they don't have enough rocks on their island. Not much you can do about the rocks. Trees are plantable though. And so I do have some people that I speak with that have spent the weekend planting trees, because they completely chopped their whole entire island down to make it a tarantula haven. You can do that. In March, it was very doable. In April, with these water bugs, not really. The trick that we were showing you guys on the last Animal Crossing stream still kind of works, but now that we've got these water bugs, you can have bugs spawn in the water. And so it's really hard to make your own tarantula island without getting a tarantula island. Alright, we have a leaf on the wind. See how it soars. We forgot these 2 trees here. Oh, I want to say that the stone axes bust after 90 attempts. So roughly every 30 trees, you lose an axe. But if you're doing wasted hits like this, then that means it's going to be even further still, right? Trying to get as many as we can. And in a little bit, we're going to take a break from our own island. And we're going to go on a Nook Mile Island and show what we can do on a Nook Mile Island as far as Easter's concerned. Because doing your own island, having a hard stop point, which we've done everything south of the water at this point. That's the way I view it in my island, right? If we look at my island here, everything south of the water. So if you look at the island as being divided north to south and east to west, so that would be basically row A and B, and that part of C is everything that I consider south of the island, or north of the island, and everything south of that. So that's D, E, F, and that part of C, B, and A that's on the east side. So I consider that a good part because, guys, I have shiny squirrel syndrome. We know this. I get distracted easily. I get bored easily. So it's one of those things, right? After I've done something systematically and repeatedly for as long as my poor little brain and attention span can stomach it, I have to do something else. Something just doesn't have to be 100% different, but it needs to be different enough to where my brain's like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm actually doing something different. I feel a bit better about this. And that's what we're about to do. We're about to do some Nook Miles because my little warped, fragile little mind can only handle so much more of me going around the whole entire island systematically getting these eggs. It's a grind, but you have to be able to break the grind up. And usually we lose our stone axe right around here somewhere. Sometimes we actually get all the way through without losing it. I'm 99% certain we did that one. Yep. Okay. So we've got everything done on the whole entire south and the whole entire east parts of the island as far as I'm concerned. We're going to go home. We're going to build us some tools again. We're going to drop some stuff off. I did see it, Panerican, but the balloon was in such the distance that by the time we would get to it, it was going to drop in the ocean. And Panerican, good to see you. It's been a hot minute. Hope you are doing the best possible to stay safe and healthy where you're at. I hope that this does not impact you at the moment. I have a friend who is dealing with they've got their father is tested positive. I've got a coworker who I've not seen in well over 14 days. Her husband's tested positive. So guys, this COVID-19 stuff, it's out there. It's impacting more than just random strangers. Uh, and that's something that hopefully everybody understands on some level. So we're doing our part. We're playing as much Animal Crossing as we can. We're getting our our interaction, our social interaction, as best as we can do it. But unfortunately, that balloon in the distance, yeah, it was soy bacon. We've uh, we've popped that balloon into the ocean once, and we were sad. All right, so tool wise, we're pretty set for an island adventure. We're going to put the softwood in storage. We're going to put the hardwood in storage. We're going to keep some stuff to build some tools on us because when we get to this island, that's going to be, problematic. We're going to put all of this other stuff in storage. We're going to put these on us, and we're going to drop, no, let's try that again. We're going to put these on us, and we're going to drop the 99 bells, and hopefully remember that it's there. Happy to be tuned in. Been working from home, teach early mornings, but had a break. Oh, well, that's cool. How's it works at the hospital fixing the medical? Oh, yes. My family so far is good. My family is split up in three different parts of the country, four different parts of the country. Odin and his family, they've moved to Arizona. They have a shelter in place, and so they're doing what they can. They're doing distance learning. It's interesting for them. They've my brother Odin, his family is very all natural on a lot of things. They do a lot of the um, clean living stuff, and so what they do is pretty good for them for considering what this is, right? They should be okay. They don't have any kind of respiratory situations going on at all. My sister-in-law is a phlebotomist, so there's a chance that she is being exposed to it all the time, but collectively, their household should be okay. My mom, she is not yet in that age bracket where they're concerned, but she's getting close, so I'm a little nervous there. She does have a relationship with the person who is at risk, so there is some concern there. My in-laws are absolutely at risk. They're doing a real good job of sheltering in place from what I've been informed from Digrat. She's way more in contact with them than I am at the moment because of the way our life kind of is day and night. I wish I could put stuff in the Lost and Found and not just grab it. Let's grab us a Nook Miles ticket. Let's see what else we can actually get. Following services, we're going to do some Nook shopping. Anything? Nothing there really. And that's all the pocket camp stuff. So nothing really there. Okay. And let's go back out. We're going to redeem some Nook Miles. But yeah, my father-in-law, as many of you know, is a minister. So this is definitely one of those situations that there's some concern. He is in his calling, he is expected to be in a congregation kind of setting. He's also a teacher. He does a lot of distance learning classes already, though, so that's not too horrible. I already have that. Let's see if there's... Most of these don't change that I've noticed. Just the fencing changes. It's worth noting these are all DIY recipes. Sometimes you get a little excited seeing what they could be, and you buy them, and then you find out that they take a whole lot of stuff to build. But yeah, with your husband fixing things in the hospital, that's concerning. My father, before I was born, he was a hospital tech, back in the 80s. And that's you see a lot of gnarly stuff doing that. Or you used to. I can't vouch for it today, right? Because my dad's been, he was out of that for a very long time. Um, but there's going to be some concern there. There's going to be some concern there. But yeah, I've got some family members that do the teaching gig, and it's been interesting for them as well. I got some cousins that are educators, and it's been a learning experience for them. We want to use the Nick Miles ticket. What's been really difficult to some degree is, having their kids in the house with them. They want to help their kids with their schoolwork, but at the same time, they've got to teach other schoolwork. So it's a question of figuring all of that out. And of course, if you're not used to being with somebody all the time, especially like in Dig Rat and I's situation, right? I work nights, she works days. She doesn't have a 9 to 5 job in the traditional sense, but she's a stay-at-home wife. And so she's used to not having me here all the time. And it's definitely changed the way the world works a little bit. Ooh, so first things first, there are some rocks here. There is a truckload of pears here. First thing we want to do, because we're here for Easter eggs, right? There are some dig spots. English online students in China. Okay. Oh, so that so you're used to distance learning then. I would dare say, if your students are in China, unless you yourself are in China as well, then that's a totally different kind of situation going on there. And we're just here for the eggs, guys. But the weeds, since we keep de-weeding the snot out of our village, we definitely have a need for the weeds. Weeds are a finite resource, as is most of everything else, but you're on the East Coast in the United States. Okay. As am I. I'm actually in Atlanta. And it's one of those things that we don't deal with politics on this channel, right? But we find it very unfortunate that in the state that has the CDC, our governor finally admitted on television, in news and radio, that this disease is carryable by the people that don't exhibit symptoms, even though the World Health Organization and the CDC themselves have both said this for weeks. Weeks. Our governor finally said, okay, yes, if you don't show signs of having it, you could still have it. We need everybody to stay at home. It just seems like that should have been something that was apparent a while ago. I feel like shelter in place should have been engaged for a lot of states in the country before yesterday, and a lot of states in the country just started doing it yesterday. That's as political as I'm going to say things, guys. I don't want to cause any arguments. All right, so we're still using very similar methods. We're still doing all of our actual shovel work first. because we want to make sure that if we do break a shovel at this situation, we're not going to be repairing it. That's the main thing that these islands have that we don't have on the mainland, is if we do break a tool, these islands are so small we don't really need to keep packing the tool with us. Look at that pink praying mantis, guys. Look at that. Is it a female? An orchid mantis. Nice. And we've got a flower that we need to drop. So we just drop that flower. We don't have any, we're not going to be taking it with us. That is cool though. I like the orchid mantis. That's a neat little model that they've got on that. It's just the regular mantis, right? But it is what it is. So Pan American, I guess you've been doing the work from home for a very long time then. Probably have some tips and tricks maybe to share with those of us that aren't consistently doing work from home. Do 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 do. 5 years, wow. That is a very long time to do the work from home thing. I've done it off and on for the last 10 years, and I'm okay with it. I don't mind doing it. I personally don't look forward to it, if that makes any sense. If I lived in something larger than like an 850 square foot apartment, I would probably be a lot better off with it. But with space being a premium, dedicating, it's probably 10 square foot of our apartment. You know, that's, more than 1% of our apartment being guaranteed dedicated to work from home is a little much. All right, we almost got all of our dig spots done. Oh, that's why we usually use the jump. All right, let's. 5 years, wow. There are parts about it I really enjoy. I like being able to, get up and make myself a sandwich instead of having to pull up a packed lunch. That's a great feeling, knowing that the food you get is like food that you know and trust, that has been sitting somewhere for a while. Hey, it's another DIY kit. Better get to it, Rasher. A bonfire. Hey, we already know the bonfire. We'll just put that over there. All right, so now that we're on this island, we're going to go and grab a real axe. And that's our trick on these islands, to know which trees we've done. But one thing that we do need to do before we go total tree psycho here is we need to make sure that we get a few more twigs out of one of these trees. Give us the twigs. I was starting to get concerned there, Turtle Club. This is a pear tree, it's not a twig tree. There we go. There we go. There's all the twigs we need. So if we break our axe, we can make us another axe. Well, let me restate that. When we break our axe, we can make another axe. This is a rare fruit island. It'll yield some really good money for us. That's for certain and for sure. Kick the dirt, so we wind up getting all the stuff we need. I think we just scared off another mantis orchid. Or orchid mantis, rather. Alright. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That's just a pretty cool sounding job the more I think about it, Pan American. Getting to teach English to people. I know teaching it to like native speakers is hard. So I can only imagine how much difficult it can be sometimes to teach it to someone who it's not their native language. Though I know it's, English is still considered the #1 business language. So that's definitely a really cool and much needed type thing in the world. And I would guess also Pan American knows some form of Chinese to be able to teach it to teach English to Chinese residents. Huh. The more you know. Do, 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 do. As we start to really tear apart this island, I was hoping that we would get a lot more hardwood trees so we could actually get some Easter eggs. But lo and behold, life had other plans for us. Bum 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 bum. So far, we've not had a wasp attack us. We have a wasp that's probably going to attack pretty soon. In Turtle Club, you may notice that a lot of these trees, I go behind the tree before I start attacking it. That's mainly because, generally speaking, it's not going to spawn the drop on you. It's going to spawn it away from you. And that's mainly just a convenience thing for me. So I can see where everything's dropping at. Probably about to lose this axe. If I had to say, we probably have 2, maybe 3 more trees worth. Haven't been doing all the counting I could do for the axes and the other tools, but it's just a gut feeling. Make sure that we've completed this area here. Do, 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 do. We're dangerously running low on inventory space. And we have to remember that once we break an axe, we're going to need to immediately go craft another one so we don't run out of inventory space. And realistically, one thing that I've not done, Turtle Club, which I should have done, is I should have been shaking these trees for furniture. Like a silliness, I didn't. Oh, pockets are full already. Swap it. Why are we swapping? We are swapping this ladybug with that wood egg. Okay, so we got the lower tier all done. Okay, we should be fine for this top tier-ish. Yeah, we should be fine for the most part. Oh, we need our ladder. And if I was really trying to max out this island, there's one other thing that I would have done, and that was not bring my slingshots with me. One thing that I still have yet to see is a balloon on an island. Okay, we know this DIY recipe, we already know, so we're going to drop it because the lots of bells we'll get for these pairs, way more important than a duplicate DIY recipe for something that you get for free on a solo game. Keep in mind, that's a solo game. If you're playing on a multiplayer game, not everybody gets to learn the bonfire. I think that is the last of the pears. That's the last of the trees. That would be the last of the wood eggs. So, at this point, we have pretty much pilfered everything that we can pilfer off the island except for water eggs. And in this particular instance, we have a really good spot for water egg. And that's right here in this waterfall. Well, it would be if we could completely get going on it. Oh man, we're striking out with the water egg. Really striking out with the water egg. Man, usually these waterfalls are really good for fishing. Here we go. Dace. And we're just going to let the dace go. And that's because if it's a water egg, we have the space for it. If it's not, we don't. Generally speaking, we should catch maybe about 4 or 5 water eggs here. Yeah, Pan American. That's a very good hint and very good tip for work from home that I've noticed. It's one of the reasons why I personally don't care for it is because of I believe that one should not eat where one's garbage is. And unfortunately, working from home in such a small space, I have no choice but to associate work with where I live. So it's a little bit taxing. But I definitely do the treat reward, the movie reward, the TV reward, the break reward. And let it go, let it go. Put that fish in the water. That's a goby. Or go by. We need to swap the goby. Hmm. Interesting. I think we can drop the tree branches and not have any kind of problem. And unlike some of the other islands we've been on, these fish are starting to repop. So I think we're going to catch maybe one or two more fish. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just done with this island at this point. But yeah, that's probably my biggest concern though on it, Pan American, is the fact that we like to physically demark where we work and where we play or where we live. Yep, we're ready to go. And not really able to do that when working from home. And now that Georgia's fully shelter in place, the little reprieve that I could get occasionally is also no longer available. Okay, we are go for Blathers. Got a few things to do here. We're going to go and drop off a couple things that we got. We're going to store a few of the things that we can store. And we're going to sell off a whole mess of pears. We'd like to make a donation to this wonderful museum of ours. And we're done with Blathers. That's another thing that we're wanting to do is we're wanting to move Nook's Cranny over this way. I'm thinking of putting Nook's Cranny somewhere around here. Hey, Sly, how you doing, buddy? Did you lose something? You look like you're running like you lost something. You dropped this, buddy? Something like this at Tammy's house. Okay. So, Tammy. I wish the plus button would bring me to my Nook Miles immediately. But it doesn't. Oh, hello. Just came right up to us. I mean, if the bugs are gonna come right up to me to be caught, I'm gonna catch them. You know, we just can't say no to that, right? No, no. That was an egg with a package. And when you go into the museum, they despawn. Man. Oh well. Such is life. Some days you get lucky. Some days not so lucky. Come in to make a donation because we got lucky with this bug. This locust decided just to be boom, and they were like bam, and then it's like haha, and that's pretty much it. Nope, we're good. Thank you, Blathers. So we put our gate back, so we're good there. We need to go sell some things, store some things, get a ticket, and my cell phone battery is low, guys, which is fine. We're going to be quitting the stream today about 9 o'clock. So we got probably one more Nook Miles island in for us. Boom, 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 boom. Hello, Timmy. Hello, Tommy. Hello, Nook Twins. Hello, Clump of Weeds. And hello, 35,000 bells for an island. That's enough to move Nooks. One island, we can move Nooks. It takes 30k to move a building. So Nook's Cranny will be moving, guys. The way we're thinking about doing our island here is the northwest corner is going to be our residential area. So all of the orange houses are going to be moving there. I'll look for that. All of the dots are going to be in the southwest area, so it'll be a little bit easier to get to for some people. All of the pink houses, except for one, are going to be right where they're at. Actually, all of the pink houses are going to be right where they're at right now. An easier way to say that. And that whole entire east portion where all the greenery is, that's going to be where we're going to move in a lot of our trees. Like all of the trees in the northwest section are going to be there. All the trees in the other section are going to be there. I think that's going to be basically our forest. Alright, so everything looks good. Make sure we need to put some of this stuff away. The softwood, this 30 wood, those wooden eggs. Wait. Oh, shells bit. Oh no. We sold our leaf eggs. We thought they were a fruit for some reason. Oh no. Oh no. Rip. Well, yeah, we definitely are going to have to do a lot of island hopping now. We figured we were going to have to do some island hops, but... Oh no, that's just... I wouldn't use the words devastating because it doesn't really fit completely in this context. I mean, it's only day 3 out of 15, but the level of happy I have is definitely not where it used to be. Oh, Turtle Club. Alright. That's disheartening, I guess is the phrase I'm looking for. Disheartening, disappointing. Alright. Hi guys. Gonna buy this Nook Miles ticket. We're gonna redeem our Nook Miles. Now, one of our viewers, I believe it was Jack Norman or Eric. I'm not 100% recalling which one at the moment, and that's what happens with 9 o'clock mag versus a lot earlier mag. Had mentioned if you continually spam the button with the dodo peoples and don't give them enough time to really redo their island, that the same island that you just went to is the one that you come back to. I don't know 100% if accurate or not, but I do know that we've broken up quite a lot of things that may be built into the random number generator between now and then. So hopefully this island we're about to go on to is a different island. One can hope. We're going to use our Nick Miles ticket. We are clear for takeoff. Thunderbirds are go. Let's do this. Do, do. And remember, what would the dodos do? Well, the dodos would probably hope that their cell phone charger reaches long enough to at least suspend the stream, because my phone has went down from 20% down to 10%, and hopefully 0% won't happen. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well now. So this is not devastating in the grand scheme of things, right? We have a bajillion dig spots here. But we're going to be getting things like bamboo shoots because of the place we're at. Thankfully, we are going to get some earth eggs. Thankfully, we're going to get some earth eggs. Let's go ahead and make sure we hit the live button on our stream. Every time our battery tells us it's almost dead, we wind up losing the ability to keep our phone open unless we have the stream playing live. There we go. All right. And every time it tells us our battery's on its way out. Man, Turtle Club, this is actually not the worst thing possible for us to run into. Money Rock Island would be pretty bad for what we're trying to accomplish here. Though we are going to probably dig up as many bamboo trees as possible. Though we really don't have the inventory for it. We were really hoping to get some leaves, some leaf eggs. But lo and behold, life is what happens while making other plans. We didn't want to dig that up. We were just wanting to pick up this. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, that's a gold nugget stone. We're fine with gold nuggets, but we really would like the earth eggs and the stone eggs and all the other eggs instead. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, we had a shovel go down. Shovel down. Wow, what are the odds that we were going to get like 2 islands back to back that were going to be just really cool in their own right? I mean, let's acknowledge that. Any other day in March, we would have been overjoyed to get the pear tree island or the bamboo island. But because of the Easter event, we're a little disappointed in these. All right, no message in a bottle on the shore because we've already gotten a message in the bottle. Here is the last rock. So for those that are about to shovel at rocks, we salute you. So all in all, not a horrible experience, but let's I mean, these are bamboo. These are not, you know, we're not going to get any wood out of this. All right, so what we need to do though is we do need to switch to we need to use our brain. We do math, right? We're going to chop down these because we can get wood out of these. And we're going to be using the coconuts here so we can transport all the bamboo back with us that we can. So our systematic way of doing things is going to be a little bit different on this island because it's the bamboo island. We're going to get our 3 pieces of bamboo, and then we're going to eat us a coconut. And then we're going to get us a shovel out and dig up our bamboo plant. Don't forget our little iron over here. That would be just disastrous. So we've had some setbacks today, Turtle Club. We've lost. Well, I wouldn't say lost. Lost is the wrong word. We have absolutely mismanaged our stuff. Did I don't even know if I swung my. We're gonna shortcut this. We know that we can actually chop these down later on for the bamboo later. And we know that these should stack to stacks of 30 because it's just the way the world works for us. 4 bamboo trees. 30, 30. 1 more type of wood. Potentially. All right. So I think just to be on the safe side, we're just going to axe all this down now. Do we even come here with enough twigs? Nope. We came here, we have no twigs. Once this actual axe breaks, our method of being able to take care of certain things. We are getting some young bamboo still, so that's good. Young bamboo still in season. Horrible island for the Easter event, though. Horrible island. And Turtle Club, I just want to... Well, that's going to be it for what we can chop down here. I want to say thank you for everyone who did show up today. Pan American, as well as Jack Norman and Sally, and we had a new person here, Pink Jelly. Pink Jelly, if you decide to stick around with the Turtle Club, awesome. If not, it's okay. We're all good. Ooh. We either missed one or we had something appear while we was out here. I'm going to bank on the fact that we probably missed one. Yeah, it's a bamboo shoot. There's no way that that actually dropped while we were out in the middle of all this, so. We should definitely be doing our inventory management while we can. Let me just take out these two trees real quick. So I know that our inventory is pretty much locked into place right now. All right, so the coconuts, I'm gonna eat 4 of them. And then just gonna go ahead and shovel up these bamboo trees right here. And then we're just gonna pull the ripcord on this. As much as it is important to get the bamboo at the moment, I am definitely drifting off toward the spot where I'm tired typically. And I know that mistakes are going to be made, and I'm going to be wishing that it was something as benign as selling, all of my leaf eggs. But Turtle Club, it has been fun playing the game with you guys. Keep your distance away from those that are outside and out and about. Stay at home, wash your hands. Be real thorough when you wash your hands. Don't touch your face. If you think you may have been exposed to COVID-19, do what you can to be tested for it. Getting treated for it's important, and just make sure, stay healthy. I'm going to have a good night. I'm going to be going to bed in just a few seconds. You all have a good breakfast, good lunch, good dinner, a good day, good weekend, good month, good year, whatever you're about to do, Turtle Club. We hope that you have a good one, and thanks for watching. Take care, guys.